Experience the thrill today at your local Acura dealer. And by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Welcome to Rogers Center. It is a gorgeous evening. The roof is wide open. It is a spectacular summer evening. John Phelan, the Red Sox, came in here limping. They had lost 8 straight, had gone 2-9 on their 11-game homestand, and they've won the first 2 games. Mike Napoli hit a big home run into the 5th deck here last night, part of that 7-run 11th inning. Let's take a look at their lineup tonight. Brock Holt, Dustin Pedroia, top of the order, and Dustin Pedroia in this series 3 for 10. He's homered in each of the first 2 games of this series, and he got a big hit in the 11th to break it wide open. David Ortiz, his first start in the series tonight. He's been bothered by a contusion on his foot and a sore elbow, but he's been red hot. His elbow's probably sore from driving the ball. He's hit .515 in his last 10 games.
Still last in the American League in run score, but they haven't seen that in this series. They've been swinging the bats. Marcus Strowman, 16th career start. What a year it's been for Strowman. He was recalled on May the 4th, made 5 appearances in relief. He was optioned back, was then recalled to make his major league debut as a starter on May 31st, and he's won 7 games for the Blue Jays this year.
First pitch of the game is upstairs to Brock Holt, and we are underway. It is 23 degrees. Beautiful night. Fouled out of play.
Marcus Strowman has been struggling lately. You can see what he has done against the AL East. It's been very good, but over his last 4 starts, in 3 of them, he has given up at least 5 earned runs. He's got to command that fastball, and he's got to get the break back on his slider.
Reyes behind second, uses that good arm and throws Holt out. 1 down. Good start for Reyes at shortstop. Let's check out the outfield defense. Melky Cabrera's in that. Kevin Pillar makes his 2nd straight start in center. Bautista's in right. Francisco and Reyes on the left side. Kawasaki and Lind on the right side. And Deanna Navarro starting for the 81st time behind the plate tonight.
Colby Rasmus still under the weather, so Kevin Pillar will get the start again tonight. His 9th in center field for the Blue Jays this season.
Dustin Pedroia takes a pitch upstairs. This is the 3rd start Strowman has made against the Red Sox, and his previous 2 came in back-to-back starts. End of July. He started the game on the 24th of July here at Rogers Center, held the Red Sox to a single hit over 7 innings.
And then followed that up with a masterpiece against the Red Sox in Boston. In that game, we were showing that in the opening, that his breaking ball was sharp. And I think that's a key for him. His curveball, it's a wipeout type of curveball that he can use to pick up a lot of strikeouts. He just hasn't had that over his last couple of starts.
That 2-seam fastball fouled right off Chris Guccione, the home plate umpire. Wanted that fastball down a bit. He threw it right in Pedroia's wheelhouse upstairs.
Right where he likes it, Pedroia. He can hit that high fastball. That's going to be a good pitch, I think, for Marcus Strowman. If he can get that 2-seamer down, he'll get his share of ground ball outs with it.
Ground ball, Kawasaki at second. Over to Lind, 2 down. Now, so much is predicated on any starter's ability to locate the fastball. The same is true with Marcus Strowman.
Fastball 54% of the time, and he'll mix in a cutter and a slider every now and then. The changeup is a developing pitch. I think his best pitch is his curveball. He only uses it 5% of the time. He will go to that slider when he gets to 2 strikes, and he will use it for the strikeout. But I think his curveball, he could really spin a good one.
It's really difficult to tell sometimes the difference between the curveball and the slider. Slider will be hard. It'll be an 88 to 91, and a curveball will be in the mid-80s.
That is the way you're going to tell. Just look at the miles per hour.
David Ortiz in his first start in this series. He is packing a red-hot bat, as we mentioned. In his last 10 games, he's hit .515. That is average up to .265.
He has raised that batting average 15 points in the month of August with that hot month.
Ortiz is one shy of the American League lead. He has 93 RBIs, one behind Abreu. He's closing in on his 8th career 30 homer, 100 RBI season. Ground ball. Kawasaki way out there and right. Pretty good start for Strowman. 3 ground ball outs. The Sox are down in order. When we come back, Joe Kelly will make his first start against the Blue Jays. Consistency with the bats. They scored 7 runs last night on 15 hits, but much too little too late as they scored 3 in the bottom of the 11th. Take a look at the lineup. It's Reyes, Cabrera, Bautista, then Adam Lind in the cleanup spot. He's playing first base. He's got a mini 4-game hit streak. He's gone 5 for his last 16 with an RBI and 3 doubles. A pair of doubles in last night's game. And how about Munenori Kawasaki? Number 9 hitter on his homestand is batting .333 with a double and an RBI. Kawasaki reached base 4 times in last night's game.
Joe Kelly will get the start for the Boston Red Sox tonight, making his 12th start of the year overall, 5th since being acquired by the Red Sox right at the trade deadline on July the 31st. He came from St. Louis along with Alan Craig in exchange for John Lackey and a minor leaguer. Joe Kelly shut out the Mariners over 5 innings in his last start, and this is his first career appearance against the Blue Jays.
Joe Kelly is 26 years old. He had a hamstring injury in April. That put him on the DL for 2 months. He got some postseason action last year, performed very well in the postseason. And I think he and Alan Craig were both surprised when they were part of that deal that sent John Lackey to the Cardinals. Young players, they had established themselves very well in St. Louis, and mid-season they're traded. But I think the Red Sox got a good one in Joe Kelly. Reyes goes after the first pitch. Pedroia dives and takes another hit away. That's the second time he's done that to Reyes in this series. Cost him an RBI in the opener.
Well, he's so quick on his feet, and that first step is imperative for good fielders. And watch Pedroia get that first step. It's a crossover, a couple of steps, and a dive. He would take a hit away from Jose Reyes for the second time. He's one of the best.
Pedroia is a Gold Glove winner. He has committed just 2 errors all season. This is 127th start at second. He's a gamer. Melky Cabrera looks at that first pitch strike. Melky is one of the few that have faced Joe Kelly. He's 2 for 3 against Kelly. Kelly did not pitch against the Blue Jays when the Cardinals were here back in June. He was on the DL at that time.
We saw all their other flamethrowers in that game, if you remember that. Shelby Miller shut out the Blue Jays. Jaime Garcia shut him out also.
Marcus Strowman beat Lance Lynn in that series 3-1. It was another good game, but St. Louis came in here and really pitched well. Joe Kelly, as we mentioned, 26 years old. He was originally drafted in the third round of the 2009 June free agent draft. He was drafted out of the University of California, Riverside, up in Southern California. That's a fair ball. Good play by Napoli, and Kelly is there. A couple of good defensive plays by the infield to start the game. Take a look at the rest of the Red Sox defensively. Daniel Nava moves to left field tonight. Cespedes is out. Mookie Betts in center, and Alan Craig played first base in the first two games. He's in right. Middlebrooks, Holt, Pedroia, and Napoli, and many people believe Mike Napoli is a Gold Glove candidate. David Ross behind the plate.
And the infield is off to a good start. First Pedroia and now Mike Napoli. He's only made 6 errors this year, and he's showing some range right there. Taking away an extra base hit from Cabrera. Brian Butterfield talks about Mike Napoli, that he's good enough to win a Gold Glove. He's got sure hands, quick feet. He's got very good range for a first baseman.
He's really athletic. Of course, he began his career as a catcher in the Angels organization, and he can play some first. Bautista high and deep to center. This one is back and gone. Home run Bautista, his 26th of the season. And the Blue Jays will snap a streak of 7 straight games falling behind.
Just what the doctor ordered right there. Get a lead in the first inning and exhale. Jose Bautista looks like he's starting to heat up just a little bit. That home run swing. He homered in last night's ball game. He homers in his first at bat tonight. And he's the kind of hitter, a lot like Edwin Encarnacion. When they start to hit him in bunches.
That was a no-doubter off the facing of the second deck in the outfield. Adam Lind batting with 2 outs. Lind, we mentioned his 4-game hit streak. Here's another look at that Bautista swing.
Looked like a ball out over the plate, and Jose timed it up and extended right through that one.
That's a good sign for the Blue Jays to get Bautista's bat going a bit and to give Marcus Strowman an early lead. Inside. Lynn just finding his stroke. Adam had a pair of doubles and walked in last night's game. He was lifted for a pinch runner after a 2-out double in the 9th. Drives this ball to left. Nava is back. He's got room just in front of the wall. Lynn gave it a ride, but the ball ends up in the glove of the left fielder. But Jose Bautista connects with 2 outs. His 26th home run is a no-doubter to left center. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. best-selling tequila. Have a story with Jose Cuervo.
Bill Kelly's got a fastball. He's got himself a curveball and a slider. But the pitch that Jose Bautista hit out was a changeup that was out over the plate. He's going to have to get that ball down where Jose's going to reach for it. He lights that up. He times it up and gives the Blue Jays a quick lead. That was a great illustration of the changeup, how you get it back in the fingers and it's got that side spin on it.
Mike Napoli takes the first pitch strike. Napoli hit a towering home run into the fifth deck. Part of that big 7-run 11th inning. After Pedroia drove in a pair, Napoli connected for a 3-run home run. Alan Craig added a 2-run shot to cap off the 7-run inning.
I was trying to think back. When was the last time I saw a ball in a game here get hit into the fifth deck? And I found out it was 10 years ago. Vernon Wells did it. Here's the one from last night. High fastball from Santos. And look where this baby ends up. Now 3 rows deep in the fifth deck.
Napoli gets jammed. Francisco near the bag at third. 4 straight ground ball outs for Marcus Strowman.
That is a really good sign. That's a sign that he's got the ball down and it's moving, especially that two-seamer.
Strikeouts are nice, and yeah, they're sexy, but boy, oh boy, if you can get quick outs with ground ball outs, you're going to stay in the game a long time. Of course, there is a time when you have to strike out people. You get runners at second and third, less than 2 outs. You need some strikeouts. Daniel Nava 1 for 6 against Strowman. Marcus, his last start right here at Rogers Center last Friday against Tampa Bay. He went 5 innings plus 3 batters, was charged with 6 runs, 5 earned runs on 10 hits. That was against the Rays. Well, there's good finish to his fastball tonight. There was some concern that Strowman might be tiring, but when you see that kind of life on a fastball, that tells me he's in good shape.
I think that's going to happen with young players. As you get this deep into a major league season against big league hitters, you're going to have that inconsistencies. You're going to have inconsistencies in your command, which we have seen from Marcus. You won't be able to get people out like we saw a couple of starts ago when he only threw 2/3 of an inning against the White Sox and was charged with 5 runs. But then he could come back 5-6 days later and have that electric fastball and that wipeout breaking ball.
Hot shot. Kawasaki makes a nice play of it. Another ground ball out. That's 5 straight. Kawasaki's made 3 of the plays. That'll bring Alan Craig to the plate. We mentioned Craig was surprised when he heard that he had been dealt to the Red Sox. He said, I thought I was in pretty good shape. And he's had back-to-back 90 RBI seasons for the Cardinals. He was a fixture in their lineup, and he was caught off guard a bit. Another bouncing ball. Reyes going to have a tough hop. Bare hands, and what a play. Oh, my. The infield is on their toes tonight. Reyes had one chance, and that's the bare-handed. The ball bounces high to his right. Good hands and a strong arm. 1-0 Jays. cover every angle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Breaking news, photos, videos, and tweets. A one-stop shop for everything Blue Jays. The Blue Jays Rundown only on Sportsnet.ca. Beautiful night here in Toronto. Blue Jays desperate for a win. They've lost 3 straight to fall back to 500. First time since way back in May that they have been at 500. They open up play 10 games back of the Orioles. Edwin Encarnacion takes a first pitch strike. Edwin just now starting to get his timing after missing over a month with that quad injury. And there's no better formula for his turnaround than facing the Red Sox. He has put up big numbers against them this season, a .313 average with 4 homers and 14 RBIs.
Lots of RBIs, lots of big hits. I thought he was drifting just a little bit too much when he came back towards the pitcher. Staying back a lot better now.
Bouncing ball outside of third base.
Stayed back on a Uehara split finger a couple of nights ago. He had almost knocked it out of the ballpark for a game winner.
What does drifting toward the pitcher create problems with? Why is that a problem?
Well, the ball seems like it's coming so much faster when you're drifting towards the pitcher. You're trying to get your swing going. It'll slow your swing down.
Off the end of the bat. Encarnacion still running very carefully not to tax that quad muscle. He's thrown out easily by the shortstop.
But when you stay back, like Encarnacion does when he's hitting well, you track the ball a lot better. And then you get your full swing, the whole body into it. You can lose your lower half, the power, if you start drifting towards the pitcher.
Janner Navarro came into the game last night as a pinch hitter. Navarro pinch hit for Francisco in the 9th and struck out against Edward Mujica. He goes after the first pitch and lifts it into the seats. Well, the Blue Jays, they are 66-66. They have 30 games left, counting this one tonight. Hard to fathom that the season has gone by that quickly, but the Blue Jays certainly not where they would like to be. Find themselves struggling to get into the wild card picture. There's a high fly ball to right. Alan Craig right in front of the warning track. 2 down. Boston just getting used to Joe Kelly. This is only his 5th start, but one thing you know about him, he's going to use that fastball.
Yeah, he's going to pitch off of that fastball. It goes at 65% of the time. Batters this year, though, are hitting .318 against that fastball. He'll mix in a curveball, a changeup, and a slider also. Lately, he hasn't had a lot of success with the fastball. He has not been able to keep the ball down. That's always going to be key for him. He doesn't throw that hard.
Juan Francisco, as we mentioned, he was in the game last night. He had an infield hit. He walked and scored a run in the 4th. It's interesting the way Red Sox switched their infielders with this shift. Middlebrook's now at straightaway second. He's the 3rd baseman.
He was in just in case Juan Francisco might drop down a bunt. Now he is out at second base. We were watching batting practice today, and the ball was flying out of here this afternoon. Good day, good night to be a hitter.
Francisco takes 4 straight wide ones, and he'll take a 2-out walk. Two starts ago, Joe Kelly had 6 walks in 4 innings against the Astros, and that was a real problem for him. Kevin Pillar starting for a second straight day. He was called up prior to yesterday's game. Finished up that ball game last night, 1 for 6. Looked like the Blue Jays going to win it in the 10th when Pilar had a hustle double in the 10th inning with just 1 out. Kawasaki grounded out to short, and Reyes grounded out to first to end the threat.
Had a couple of balls hit very hard last night by Pilar, which is a good sign. That hustle double was a thing of beauty. I think he showed his aggressiveness and his toughness. Looked like it was just going to be a single to center field, but he legged it into second base for a double. He's always hit wherever he has gone.
Going all the way back to college in California. Went to Cal State Dominguez Hills and had a long hitting streak as a collegiate player. And he's hit over 300 throughout his minor league career. Well, Kelly walks Francisco and then hits Pilar. All with 2 outs. He's already behind 1-0.
He's got to have real good control to be successful. And then you walk Francisco off 4 pitches, 2 strikes against Pilar. You hit him. That's not a good sign. He's going to bring the hottest hitter to the plate.
Kawasaki, 5 for his last 15. He had a 3-hit game last night. He reached base 4 of the 5 times he came to the plate. He was hit by a pitch in the 8th. Blue Jays are up 1-0. Jose Bautista with a solo home run in the first.
Red Sox have really tried to pound Kawasaki inside, and he has showed a lot of discipline laying off that ball on the inner half and waiting for them to push the ball out in front of the plate. That time that ball was supposed to be inside and it got the outside corner, but he is showing discipline, making the Red Sox pitchers throw the ball out over the plate.
Francisco is going to have to get a big lead at second. The outfield is very shallow. One and 2 to Kawasaki. Joe Kelly creating his own problems here in the second. After 2 were out, he hit Francisco. Excuse me, he walked Francisco and then hit Pilar. Line down the right side, hit well but foul.
I was teasing Kawasaki today around the batting cage that ball he hit down in the corner yesterday. I said, that's got to be a triple. He said, no. If I go to triple, I get tagged down. I said, well, you're not fast enough. He said, no, that was a double all the way. I said, I thought you could run a little bit. He almost had another one right there.
Strike 3 call. Kawasaki didn't like the call. Chris Guccione rings him up. Blue Jays will leave a pair. We'll go to the third. Jays up 1-0. Friday, August 29th, the Blue Jays will take on the New York Yankees. Game time is 7:07 p.m. Come on down to Rogers Center early and check out the pregame festivities happening outside of Gate 10. Blue Jays alumni Lloyd Mosby and Candy Maldonado will be signing autographs from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. So call the Blue Jays today at 416-341-1234 or log online at bluejays.com and order your tickets for the Summer Friday Fan Festivals presented by Bacardi. We're running out of Fridays this summer. It'll be the last time you get a chance to see Derek Jeter and the Yankees here at Rogers Center this season, this final weekend in August. Mookie Betts, interesting young player. Betts had a single in 5 at-bats and a walk in last night's game. He homered in the series opener on Monday night.
Red Sox are going to give Betts a chance here the last 30 games of the season and see what he can do. He's an outstanding athlete. He's trying to make the conversion from infield to the outfield.
The Red Sox have some versatile players. Of course, Mookie Betts, he's going to play in the outfield. He's no longer an infielder, but Brock Holt will play all over the field for him, as can Alan Craig. Craig has started in every position but shortstop and catcher, and he's a versatile guy that came up under Tony La Russa in St. Louis, and La Russa wanted his bat in the lineup, so he kept bouncing Craig all over the place, and that's really an asset for the Red Sox.
Wow,
no chance.
That movement on the fastball is back. A couple of breaking balls that Betts took for pitches off the strike zone, and then he just rears back for that two-seamer. Look where the fingers are, right on the seams, and how he creates downward movement with that ball, and it's by him. First strikeout of the night for Marcus Strowman.
He had 6 ground ball outs before punching out Mookie Betts. Will Middlebrooks, he's had a tough series. Middlebrooks 1 for 10 with 7 strikeouts, including the golden sombrero last night, and the fact is his 4th strikeout was against Steve Thomas.
And I asked Tolly today, I said, how do you feel? He says, I've never been so sore in my life. I said, Tolly, you faced 2 batters. He said, I don't know what it is. Those pitchers, it is tough. He is sore. His arm, his sides, his obliques, and his legs. He said you faced 2 batters and you struck one of them out.
It's different when you do something you're not used to.
That's exactly right. Pitching off that mound, pitching downhill.
Middlebrooks, another strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Strowman here in the 3rd.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the all-new 2015 Acura TLX. Experience the thrill today at your local Acura dealer.
The veteran catcher David Ross will step in. He's batting 9th tonight. Strowman's got that good fastball working. They've done a good job of coming out establishing that they can throw that for strikes.
Throwing quality pitches too. He's got late movement on it, and it's down. His stuff tonight is much different than any time in his last 3 or 4 starts. Solid stuff.
Well, Marcus is a very serious guy, and you know he's always going to try to be aware of what he needs to do to make adjustments. And when you look at his last 2 starts, really roughed up, 15 hits in 5 2/3 innings. Start before that on August 9th, he went 9 innings, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits against Detroit.
Those are the inconsistencies that we have talked about with young pitchers. One day you'll have it, one day you won't have it. The veteran can find it on those days where you don't have your good stuff. They'll figure out a way to get through their 5, 6, 7 innings when they don't have their A game.
We have mentioned some names that pitched well in this organization over the years. Dave Steve, of course, Roy Halladay, and Chris Carpenter. His best years came with St. Louis after the fact. That fastball missed, and Ross will go to first. That's the first base runner for the Red Sox. But when you have young pitchers, lots of things factor in. Not only major league hitters, but emotions. And a lot of times those emotions go up and down, and with that you have success and failure.
And there are the numbers right there. I think to prove it, in August, their earned run average up over 8, the opponent batting average up over 330. In no place was it more clear than in Chicago in that first inning, Buck, when Marcus committed a balk. And it seemed like the game was speeding up on him, and he just didn't know how to get out of that first inning. Created the problems by himself, and he just couldn't get out of it.
Yeah, he hit Alexi Ramirez, and that kind of rattled him, and then he committed a balk, and things kind of spun out of control for him, and he can never get it back. Strowman gave up 5 runs on 5 hits in the first. He gave up 3 doubles in that inning. He just never had a chance to get command.
It was really interesting after that game, too. A couple of the White Sox batters said they did a good job of keeping the pressure on Marcus Strowman, because if he could have gotten through that first inning, there's no telling he might have found it and thrown 6 or 7 innings that day.
Off-speed pitch, and that'll be an easy play for Lindy. Steps on the back. The 2-out walk doesn't hurt. Go to the bottom of the third. The Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead behind Marcus Strowman. And enjoy in-game video highlights. The app is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Android, and BlackBerry. Season-long subscription packages are available, so visit BlueJays.com for more details. If you had at bat tonight, you'd find out that Jorge Soler hit a home run in his first at bat with the Cubs. Coming up from the minor leagues, Soler is one of the top prospects in the Cubs system. He's just 22 years old. He's another player from Cuba, and he's got some big power. What he did this year was he moved to 3 different levels, started out in the Arizona Fall League, went to Double-A Tennessee, and all the way to Des Moines, Iowa, the club in the PCL, and he hit 15 home runs.
You know what?
They got too many players in Chicago.
They've got some coming. And they're going to be here at Rogers Center next month. I can't wait to see some of those baby Cubs come to town, because they got some young players, everyday players. Could be exciting bunch.
Yeah, they've got some real good position players, and they have made some very good trades to get younger and get more athletic. Ball on a strike. Reyes was robbed of a base hit his first time up. Dustin Pedroia dove to his left and took a hit away.
Time to pick on somebody else for Jose Reyes. How about a gapper?
Strike 3 on the corner. Fastball does it. One down here in the third. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Thank you, Jamie. Good job on that. As the Cubs, we mentioned some of the younger players. How about Anthony Rizzo? Hit his 30th home run of the season in that 3-0 win over the Reds last night. He becomes the 4th youngest Cubs player to reach 30 home runs in a season. And the list is impressive. Ernie Banks, the youngest, then Ron Santo and Sammy Sosa. Now you can add Anthony Rizzo to that list.
How about that? Javier Baez, a young second baseman. Did you tell me he hit his 6th home run yesterday?
6th or 7th. He homered yesterday, and just another reminder of how much talent they have. And they got Addison Russell from the Oakland A's in this margin deal, and he is supposed to be one of the best young players in the game. Lots of good talent around baseball. Well, Kelly and David Ross going to talk things over here as Joe Kelly fell behind 2-0. Good meeting. He threw a strike.
Wide strike zone tonight, so you got to take that into consideration.
Inside. Kelly has hit a batter. He's also walked a batter. Gave up the home run to Bautista on a changeup in the first inning with 2 outs, and Jose will be next. May have been an off-speed pitch. Nope, it was a fastball, but he was out front.
94 miles an hour with some good movement on it, keeping everything away so far from him. They showed him that one fastball in, but they're staying away from him.
You know, you saw those numbers, 313 for his last 20 games. It's going to be 313 for his next 20 games. It was 313 for his first 20 games. And he had 30 hits in spring training. I mean, he set the tone for this season in spring training. He came to work.
Came in great shape, and he has worked every single day. He's got his own little routine that he does every day down in that cage to get ready, physically and mentally, for a game.
Oh, that's a good curveball. 2 outs. Jose Bautista, with his 26th home run back in the first inning, joins a pretty impressive group of hitters. Carlos Delgado hit 25 home runs or more 9 straight seasons. Joe Carter did it 6. Now Bautista has done it 5 in a row. 25 or more home runs in a season. Bautista in a good class of power hitters in Blue Jays franchise history.
Carlos Delgado, how about that? 9 straight seasons, 25 home runs is a lot of home runs. And then to do that 9 consecutive seasons, that's pretty impressive.
You know what else is impressive? Carlos did it in the PED era, and he was never linked to any of that. Good for him.
Best power hitting prospect you think the Blue Jays have ever developed? They've had their share.
There's a base hit. Bouncing ball up the middle. Bautista's 2 for 2. Boy, that's an interesting question. The best power hitting prospect the Blue Jays have ever developed. You have to say it was Delgado.
Yeah, I think Joe Carter came from
another organization.
George Shell came from another team. Fred McGriff, Jose Bautista, all came from other organizations. But Delgado came up through the farm system.
Yeah. Sean Green had a couple of big years as far as home runs, but never the consistency of Delgado. I think he's the best power hitter they ever developed.
I'm with you on that one. That's why he's up on the wall.
Bautista at first. He's 2 for 2. Lynn flied out to left field, right to the base of the wall.
Looks like Adam Lynn's power stroke is starting to come together. He hit a couple of balls last night that he thought that they were gone. And I asked Kevin Seitzer today about that, and he said once he starts sitting and hitting that breaking ball, that's when he's going to start taking off and starting to hit more home runs.
Why is the breaking ball the key to his power?
I think because you're sitting back and you're staying back and you're recognizing the off-speed pitch, and you're working and your timing is all together. He was also saying they felt like there were a couple of times where Adam was ready to break out and start hitting home runs, and he got hurt twice. The bad back in Minnesota, and then the foul ball off of his foot in Baltimore.
Lynn was telling us about the broken bone in his foot and said, you know, I broke it and continued to play on it, and I thought it was just going to get better, and it never got any better, and it continued to hurt. Now he wears that protective guard over the top of his foot. It was right on the top of his instep. Bouncing ball. There's Holt right behind second. He steps on the bag, and Lind is retired. Bautista with a 2-out double will move to the fourth. It's a 1-0 Jays lead. Fourth, and he has had a good series both in the field and at the plate.
He's taken a couple of hits away from Jose Reyes. This is the first one the other night where he dove to his left. Hit Rob Reyes of a hit and an RBI. He's also homered in back-to-back games for the first time since last July 30th and 31st of 2013. This one a no-doubter to left field. Pedroia's also had a big clutch hit against Casey Janssen last night, more than 4 runs in that game last night. First time with multiple RBIs in back-to-back games this season.
Pedroia is now 31 years old. They list him at 5'8". Up the middle, Kawasaki backhands and throws to first. Nice dig by Lynn. Munenori Kawasaki has been busy tonight. He got some help on the back end by Lind, who took that low throw and scooped it flawlessly.
4th chance tonight already for Munenori Kawasaki, and this one's the best one. Right back through the middle. 2 hops, he catches it, throws it, and the play on the other end is even better. There's the backhand and the throw, and then the pick by Adam Lind on the other end to finish the out.
Then he does a nice job over there on those low throws. This is his 25th start at first base. David Ortiz grounded out to Kawasaki in the first.
Got to have soft hands over at first base. You got to be able to go down and get that one. That was flawless.
Big Papi is 0 for 6 against Marcus Strowman. He grounded out, as we mentioned, in the first. They did not play in the first 2 games. Always good news when Red Sox post their lineup and no David Ortiz, especially here at Rogers Center.
He hasn't hit for a very high average against the Blue Jays this year, but he's hit 5 home runs. Just a 177 average for Big Papi. 5 home runs, 10 RBIs.
He's hit 37 home runs here in this ballpark for his career. That's going to beat the shift as he hits one up the middle. That's his first hit against Strowman. A 1-out single. Marcus, I'm sure, be okay with a 1-out single to Ortiz and keep him right there. Keep the double play in order.
Yeah, as long as he stays right there. First hit of the ball game for the Red Sox.
Mike Napoli grounded to third. Cheating to get to that fastball, and he got fooled, chased one away.
Ortiz is having some fun with Adam Lind about his goatee. He's been standing behind him, he's been pulling. He was getting ready to get ready for that pitch. Blue Jays not holding Big Papi on at first base.
David Ortiz has a lot of fun playing. Of course, he has a lot of success, and he's made a lot of money, so you can relax and have a good time.
Yeah, he better have fun with the success that he has had.
Double play, an easy one. So that single by Ortiz, not a problem. David Ortiz single, got the first. It was the first time he'd on base tonight. Goes over and says hello to Lynn. How's that beard looking? Comfort zone, a guest of TD. Now you picked a good night to hit those big easy chairs. It's a gorgeous night here at Rogers Center. You got to make sure you got your popcorn up there in the big green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone. Another good crowd on hand tonight. Red Sox will wrap it up. Somebody there last trip in here, and Blue Jays will have one more series at Fenway Park. Next road trip, Tampa Bay, Boston. Edwin Encarnacion grounded out to short his first time up. Checked his swing and takes a strike. He waved at that off-speed pitch. Down and away.
Talking last time when Ed was at the plate about drifting towards the pitcher, and he did it that time. That lower half was gone. When he tried to swing the bat, there was just nothing there. He'll have to stay back.
That was funny. He threw a high breaking ball. David Ross gave him a high target, but I'm not sure that's exactly what they wanted to do with that.
I think he was trying to decoy just in case the Blue Jays thought he might be setting him up for a high fastball.
There's the fastball.
It's like a catcher pounding the dirt saying, give it to me down here, a curveball, and they throw you a fastball. Just in case somebody doesn't alert you to that. Maybe something from the bench or from the on-deck circle.
Kelly really hasn't found his release point yet tonight. I know he's allowed just 2 hits, but he's been kind of shotgun pattern all over the place. Saw Navarro on deck.
Ball 4.
A leadoff walk. He really pulled that one down and away. Second walk of the night.
Save during the homeowner sale only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
We are in the bottom of the 4th. Blue Jays on Jose Bautista's solo home run in the first have a 1-0 lead. That has been the extent of the scoring so far tonight. Joe Kelly and Marcus Strowman, the pitchers. Navarro flied out to right his first time up. Bouncing ball. Middlebrooks goes to Pedroia. Back to first in time. Pedroia had a long way to go. He was playing Navarro to pull. And it took him a while to get to second base. That's why Middlebrooks took his time making that initial throw.
And then you have to just hit a moving target. You can see where Pedroia is playing at second base, how deep he is. He's got a long way to go. Middlebrooks leads him right in front of the bag and then lets his second baseman do the rest right there. Get it to him before he gets there, touch it, and throw on the run to finish off that double play. Pretty nice piece of defense so far by the Red Sox.
Well, Middlebrooks did a good job. That's tough to do, to hit a moving target. And you can see he threw it about 3/4 strength. But Pedroia caught it, and you can see he said, nice feed. Way to go, Will. But he did give him a good feed, and then once it's in Pedroia's hands, he can do a lot of things.
Watch this. Right over the bag. Let him get there and let Pedroia do the rest.
2 outs. Francisco takes a strike. Good fastball
with good movement. It's a hard darting sinker. 2-seam fastball at 96.
Joe Kelly is legit. There's no question about it. He made 3 starts in April, then injured his hamstring in Milwaukee. Did not make another start until the 11th of July.
Reach back for a little something extra. That pitch. He was drafted in 2009, 3rd-round draft pick. Like you mentioned, 2010, he actually hit 100 miles an hour on the radar gun one time.
Well, he's a very good athlete. He even had a stolen base earlier this season. He stole third base in his start on the 12th of August at Cincinnati. He actually had a rundown play earlier in the season where he caught Carlos Gomez from behind and tagged him out. So he's quite an athlete.
Yeah. Father played in the NFL, didn't he?
Played with the Chargers. Breaking ball. Kelly thought it was a strike. So did I.
So did Pitch Tracker. Everybody but the guy who counts.
Chris Guccione is the home plate umpire. Full count, 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Came right back with it. Another strikeout. That's 4 strikeouts for Joe Kelly. We'll go to the 5th. The Jays lead at 1-0. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Starts at 1 p.m. across 4 channels. In that ball game, it'll be Hiroki Kuroda going to the mound for the Yankees and Kyle Lobstein for the Tigers. David Price is on the hill tonight for New York. That's good news for the Blue Jays. They won't see Hiroki Kuroda.
Yeah, he has pitched well against the Blue Jays this year.
Yankees have a 3-0 lead over the Detroit Tigers. Well, the Yankees just keep plugging away, don't they?
I don't know how they do it. They got David Price tonight. They're going up against him tonight, so that's a tough call. But they just figure out ways to win.
But they went out at the trade deadline and picked up Chase Headley, Stephen Drew, and Martin Prado. They did a nice job.
Brandon McCarthy was a nice little pickup too, I think.
Well, he has turned into their ace, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Nava falls behind quickly, 0-2. Shane Green is on the mound tonight for the Yankees. He hasn't given up a hit through 2 innings. There's a lot of talk in New York that Joe Girardi needs to drop Derek Jeter out of the 2 spot in the lineup. So with that, Jeter hits a double tonight against Price.
I don't know. I don't know if I would take him out. Who would you put in there?
Prado. Prado's hitting 3rd to Sheriff 4th, Beltran 5th. McCann is the DH tonight. Tell you what, you could put Brett Gardner in there, but he's been struggling mightily of late.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting, and we're going to see Derek Jeter for the last time here at Rogers Center this weekend. Should be a good celebration of a phenomenal career. 20 years as an all-star player. The captain of the Yankees will retire after this season. 2-2 to nada. Driven to left. Melky Cabrera over near the seats, and that ball is foul. Not much room between the foul line and that wall. Melky Cabrera looked like he hit that wall hard.
Not much room at all, as you can see, right down the left field line where that ball has to go. Melky Cabrera has a beat on it. Now he's got to slow down because he has to respect running into that wall. And it's hard. Not a lot of padding. It looks like it's padded, but it's a hard wall.
Yeah, he did a good job. It was a foul ball. He says, help me out. Anything in the air. It's still not dark here, and he might not have seen it immediately off the bat. What can an infielder do to help an outfielder in a situation like that?
Well, you've seen it a lot where the infielders point to the sky where the ball is. That's what Melky Cabrera is looking up into. Now picture a white baseball going up into that background like that, and you have to pick it up. Outfielders on the side will also tell him where the ball is. If he has to go back or in, infielders will point up into the sky where the ball is. Boy, that's a good looking pitch.
You know what's tough about that pitch? The umpire doesn't have much room to see the inside corner. Navarro's sliding to the inside because they want to crowd nada. And the umpire just doesn't have much of a gap there to see that inside corner. That was a much better vantage point for Guccione as Navarro was looking outside that time. He moved to his left and gave Guccione a good look at the plate. What you try to do as a catcher when you're going inside, first you tip off the umpire. Hey, I'm coming inside. But secondly, you try to get real low. As low as possible. Get out of his way. This ball is hit to left. Melky sees this one. Nava's retired. Strowman won that battle. Marcus Strowman, for the moment, has righted the ship. They mentioned in his last 2 starts, he's pitched a total of 5 2/3 coming into this game and had given up 15 hits.
Fastball's got good movement on it, and he's keeping it right there down. Can't do a whole lot with that if you're the Red Sox. He hasn't thrown too many breaking balls tonight.
Not too many at all.
I think that is by design because we all know the Red Sox like to work the count and they'll take their share of pitches. But if you keep pumping fastballs in there and they keep taking them for strikes, you can finish them off with breaking balls.
There's a breaking ball bounced in the dirt. Now that's 84 miles an hour, and that's normally the curveball. Anything in the mid-80s is going to be the curveball over the slider. The slider will get up into the upper 80s and even low 90s. 1-2. That's the slider. And Craig strikes out.
Well, I just love the sequence there. A couple of fastballs right there to jump ahead, and now you got him on the defensive. And then he can spin that breaking ball right there to finish it off. It's got some more snap to it tonight than what we have seen in his last couple of starts.
2 outs. Mookie Betts struck out on a fastball his first time up. Ball and a strike, 2 outs. Breaking ball hit sharply, but right to Reyes. 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout here in the 5th. Marcus Strowman is locked in. Fundraising luncheon will take place Monday, September 15th at the Abbey Club in Toronto. Join Roberto Alomar, Fergie Jenkins, Cito Gaston, Bob Elliott, Dwayne Ward, Devon White, and many, many more for a baseball discussion. It's in support of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. For tickets, log on to baseballhalloffame.ca. The Albany Club is in Toronto, and that's going to be the site of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum fundraising luncheon. Take place Monday, September 15th. Kevin Pillar takes one down and away. Blue Jays scored with 2 outs in the first, and that's been the extent. There have only been 3 hits in the ball game. There's a ball driven to left field. Daniel Nava took a shallow route, but able to recover. That ball carried a little bit further than Nava expected. Kevin Pillar is out.
Probably thought that Pillar might have gotten jammed on that ball just a little bit more, but he recovered. Ran it down. He made a couple of nice plays in right field the last couple of nights.
Yeah, Daniel Nava has really proven to be valuable. He got sent down to the minor leagues early in the season, and it kind of shocked him a bit. Went down and regained his focus. He had 300 last year. Had a good year for the Red Sox. Look at Holt. He's doing a Jose Reyes. Brock Holt making the start at shortstop, just his 10th start. Barehanded it and threw to first all in one motion to retire Kawasaki.
And how about the play on the other end by Mike Napoli? This is, again, a do-or-die play by Holt. He's got to catch it, throw it. It looks like he throws a changeup over to first base. But Napoli, and you see he doesn't have the grip that he should to throw it, so he just throws it over there. Napoli digs it out to record the out. Nice play.
On both ends. We mentioned Mike Napoli, and many eyes, a Gold Glover at first. He can really handle himself around the bag.
First base is not an easy position to play. You think you just put the guy over there who can just go over and catch the ball. There's so many things you have to do. You have to come in and dig balls out of the dirt from all 3 infield positions. You have to be able to adjust to all the throws, make the 3-6-3 double play, hold the runner on. I mean, there's so many different things you can do at first base. It's tough.
Yeah, that's really interesting. You know, there was a time when everybody said, well, put him at first base, we'll hide him over there. You can't hide at first base. There are too many things you're responsible for.
You're involved in so many plays, and for a right-handed throwing first baseman, it's even harder.
Reyes stays alive. He gets a piece of that off-speed pitch.
Left-handed throwing first baseman, and everything funnels towards the inside of the diamond, where right-handed, you got the glove on the outside. And the throw that goes into the runner, you have to go around the runner. It's just a little bit more difficult. You got to turn, spin around to make that double play, the throw to second base. Just a little bit tougher for a right-hander. Mike Napoli handles it.
Broken bat. Again, Pedroia throws out Reyes. Second time he's done that tonight. Just 7 pitches for Kelly. Here comes the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew. It's brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. pitched up until the trade, and boy, the Yankees have jumped all over him. And this just in, folks, the Yankees aren't out of it by any stretch of the imagination. For David Price, a terrible outing. He is roughed up at the hands of the Yankees. 9 straight hits, that's hard to do.
That is really hard to do.
It is 8-0. Price gives up 12 hits, 8 runs in 2 innings. Middlebrooks hits one to Kawasaki's left. He gets there. 1 down.
Canon Summer Clearance Sales Event. The season's best prices on digital SLRs and point-and-shoot cameras for a limited time only. Visit a Canon authorized dealer today.
Beautiful shot of the skyline of Toronto from Center Island.
You know, you were talking about David Price. Guess who's given up the 3rd most hits in the American League?
David Price?
Yeah.
Hard to fathom. When you look at the list, it's really kind of surprising, but these guys all pitch a lot. James Shields, Mark Burley, and then David Price. That's a lot of hits.
It's a lot of hits. How about the 2nd most home runs in the American League?
23 home runs. He didn't give up a home run tonight, but David Price has given up 23 home runs. Only John Danks of the White Sox has allowed more.
Never would have guessed that.
David Ross behind 1 and 2. Well, it's really kind of interesting. Everybody kind of conceded the pennant to the A's and the Tigers. Well, they got Price and they got Lester, so that's over with. Not so fast.
Yeah, they've actually gone backwards since those trades.
Pulled off the glove of Francisco, and Ross is going to reach. He got to that ball. It actually looked like he reached past it and hit on the heel of his glove.
I'm with you on that one. It looks like a play that could have been made by the 3rd baseman. It's hit sharply, and it got under his glove. Watch how he reaches for it, and it gets underneath him. And I'm not sure if they're going to give him a base hit on that one.
It scored an error, and I agree with that. He got to it. It kicked off his glove. That's his 10th error at 3rd base. That'll turn the lineup over, and sure enough, Brock Holt doesn't waste any time taking advantage of that error by Francisco. He jumped on the first pitch and singles into center. So now that'll bring Dustin Pedroia to the plate with 2 aboard and 1 out.
Not waiting around, trying to get that ball down. It looked like a 2-seam sinker to try and get the ball on the ground, get a double play, but it's up just a little bit, and Holt smacks it into center field. Now you really got to look for that strikeout. Remember we were talking about that earlier? Sometimes there are times within a ball game where you need a strikeout.
One out. Now it's 2-0. David Ortiz late getting to the on-deck circle, but he's out there now and will start to loosen up. That's important given the fact there's a runner at second base. He might need some direction if there's a base hit. And there's a base hit. David Ross is going to be stopped at 3rd, and wouldn't you know it, the Red Sox have the door open with the air, and now they've had back-to-back hits. The bases are loaded. And trouble's coming up in David Ortiz. The active home run leaders all time against the Blue Jays. Ortiz with 54, far and away the most dangerous home run hitter against the Jays. Giambi, Teixeira, and then a couple of Orioles.
Adam Jones and Chris Davis, 54 home runs. You mentioned it earlier. 37 of those. 37 of them right here in this ballpark.
He's got 11 career grand slams. And he got a base hit here. Ross goes back to tag, but he'll come in to score, and they're going to stop Holt. Oh, the Blue Jays caught a break. Bautista came up throwing to third base. Butterfield, the third base coach, had already stopped Holt at third.
Stopped him because he didn't get a good read on that ball out into the outfield. You can see he doesn't break initially. Waits around. Pedroia was thinking about coming to third base, and then he looks up and sees that stop sign. So it's just one run for the Red Sox, just one RBI for David Ortiz.
The air by the third baseman on the ball David Ross hit certainly changed the complexion of the inning. Francisco committed his 10th error at third base. And sure enough, they take advantage as Ortiz picks up the RBI with the single. Bases remain loaded. Holt's at third, Pedroia's at second, Ortiz at first.
Good veteran teams. When they can sense something, you leave the door open, they take advantage of it.
That's going back to the screen, and Navarro just cost Strowman a run. You can't backhand that ball. It's got too much movement. We've been talking about it all night long. The ball's in the dirt. You got to block it. Not only does a run come in, but now the double play is gone as well.
Taken out. Looking for another ground ball right here. Two-seamer, and DeHonor tries to slide to his right and backhand it. And it goes back to the backstop. Another run scores. Mike Napoli has grounded into 10 double plays. That's not going to happen now.
So wild pitch charged to the pitcher, but that's a ball that Navarro's got to block. So Boston has taken the lead at 2-1. Napoli waves at that pitch down and away. He's behind 1-2.
Need a punch out. He's had 3 tonight.
Went for the strikeout with the breaking ball and missed. This is another thing that Strowman will learn with experience. To pitch around errors behind you. Just to focus on the batter. Comebacker. He'll stop Pedroia at third and retire Napoli.
Big out. The infield was playing back, conceding the run. They didn't play in. They were conceding the run, and Strowman got the comebacker. Not out of the woods yet.
Daniel Nava is grounded out and flied out. For Strowman, this is his 16th major league start. It's all the learning process, the learning curve. You will see veteran pitchers, and I can remember David Cohn and Jimmy Key and David Wells hollering over the infielder after they've made an error. Say, don't worry about it, I got you.
Yeah.
They know the infielders are going to help them more than they're going to hurt them. And when they do commit an error, you want to make sure that you support them as well.
Pick up your teammate, do whatever you can, and slow the game down. That's the important thing. You got the error and then a couple of base hits, and limit the damage right here. Slow the game down, pitch through this. Step off the rubber, think it through, and make a pitch.
Well, the Blue Jays have just shifted Reyes on the first base side of second. 1-2.
Nava was looking for a breaking ball there, and they crossed him up, threw a fastball right down the middle.
Strikeout. Every once in a while you got to have the strikeout, and that was a big one as the Red Sox leave a pen. They take advantage of the air and have taken a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Every angle of the Toronto Blue Jays follows Shidavidi with the in-depth analysis and expert opinion. Shidavidi, MLB insider only on Sportsnet.ca. Well, the Red Sox have taken the lead in the top of the 6th. An error, a wild pitch, and 3 singles have accounted for their 2 runs. Strowman was able to strike out Daniel Nava to strand a pair.
Got to figure out Joe Kelly right here. They got a run in that first inning, and they haven't been able to touch him up yet.
It'll be Cabrera, Bautista, and Lind. Bautista has the only 2 hits off of Joe Kelly tonight. He's homered and singled. This has been the story for the Blue Jays. If they don't homer, they don't score. That ball is hit hard, and Mookie Betts is there. The drive of the game is brought to you by the all-new 2015 Acura TLX. Experience the thrill today at your local Acura dealer.
Last night, Jose Bautista hit his 25th home run. Tonight, in the first inning, this is number 26. A changeup out over the plate, and we've seen that familiar swing. Sends it off the facing for the Blue Jays' first run in the first inning.
The Blue Jays have scored 73 runs in the month of August. Coming in this game averaging 3.27 runs per game and a 6-16 record. And obviously they have fallen well off the pace. For comparison's sake, the Orioles at the start of play tonight have hit 39 home runs in the month of August. Houston has hit 27. Minnesota's hit 25. Kansas City and the Yankees have both hit 23. And the Blue Jays have hit now 12 with Bautista's homer tonight.
I think you hit it on the head that they haven't been able to score if they haven't been able to hit the home run. They just haven't hit well with runners in scoring position. They haven't been able to maintain innings, keep innings alive with clutch base hits. And if the opposition is not walking the batters, we've seen that a lot this year where they've combined hits and walks to really put together some big innings in some big games. If they're not walking people, Blue Jays have not been able to hit their way through.
Breaking ball, Pedroia on the shortstop side of second. 2 down. Well, the Blue Jays spent 61 days in first place, and back on June 6, you can see their record. They were 14 games over 500 since then. They've gone 28-42. The ERA has jumped. Batting average has fallen off, and the runs per game dramatically reduced. But the biggest number is the lack of power.
Yeah, there it is right there. It shows you when they were 14 games over 500 on June 6th, they had hit 89 home runs. Since then, they've only hit 56. Just about the same number of games.
In the month of May, when they really put things together, they were 21-9, and they had 48 home runs. 48 home runs in 30 games. But when they're not hitting the home runs, they can't score. They just don't have the offense to manufacture runs. And you know, everybody says, well, why don't the Blue Jays bunt more? Well, they don't have guys that can bunt. You put your team together in one fashion, and this team is built for power. So now the question is, do you have a power team in this ballpark, or do you change the theme to pitching and defense? It's an artificial surface, a very quick surface.
You better have good athletes, good defenders when you play on this artificial turf. 81 games out of the year. Fast. You need fast defenders.
When you look at the heyday of the Blue Jays, 89 through 93, they had athletes at every position. I mean, they had guys that could run, they could catch, they could throw, they were athletic all over the field. I mean, you had Kelly Gruber, who won the Superstars without practice.
You know what they had in the infield? They had 3 former shortstops playing second, short, and third base.
Yeah.
Kelly Gruber came up as a shortstop with the Indians.
Yeah. And he was probably the best athlete Blue Jays ever had.
Robbie Alomar played shortstop when he came up and was moved to second base. And then you had great speed in the outfield. I think you have to have that in this ballpark.
Yeah, balls in the gap, they get through the outfield all the way to the wall. That counts for extra bases, and that's always been the way things are on an artificial field. Breaking ball. You remember in the heyday of the Royals in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium with that artificial surface, they had a track team. Willie Wilson was the anchor out there, and they had Freddie Patek and Frank White, Ua Washington, speedsters all over the place. Lind, oh, what a nice play by Middlebrooks. He bounces it to Napoli and keeps his foot on the bag. Defense has been the theme behind Joe Kelly tonight. Middlebrooks at third, Napoli at first. That ends the 6th. out and see future Canadian baseball players on September 16th through the 20th at Rogers Center. Blue Jays Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar will host a showcase baseball tournament at Rogers Center, highlighting some of Canada's best amateur baseball players with college eligibility. Tournament passes are now available at bluejays.com/T12. Of course, there are more and more Canadians making their way to the major leagues and enjoying a lot of success. And last night, a Canadian from British Columbia really impressed. James Paxton did a heck of a job pitching. He has improved his record to 7-1 over his 11 major league starts, and he has really impressed and pitched so well. Paxton threw 6 2/3 last night. The Mariners beat the Rangers 5-0. Paxton is 7-1 with a 171 earned run average. Only 2 others have had at least 7 wins and an ERA that low over Paxton over their first 11 starts. Steve Rogers and Phil Niekro. Pretty good company.
Pretty impressive. And did the Blue Jays have Paxton at one time?
2009, he was their #1 pick. He chose not to sign, was drafted in the first round in 2010, and signed with Seattle. Bouncing ball to third. Craig is retired.
Save during the homeowner sale only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
We're in the 7th. Mookie Betts will step in. Mookie Betts, what's his real name?
Mookie.
Mr. Betts.
Yeah.
Marcus
Betts. I did not know that.
This has popped up. Okay, I got another one for you. Mookie Wilson. What's Mookie Wilson's real name?
William.
Very good. William Hayward Wilson. Mookie Wilson. Boy, he was an animated player. Finished up his career with the Blue Jays here, 89, 90, and 91. Good player.
Very good player.
Mookie Wilson finished up his career with a .274 career batting average. He had 327 stolen bases, and Mookie Betts is going to pack the lumber back to the dugout.
That is an excellent fastball right there from Marcus Strowman. He has had a good one all night long. Good movement and put it in a good spot. Watch it come back right on the outside corner. High enough for the strikeout.
5 strikeouts for Strowman. Betts has gone down twice swinging. Once swinging and once looking. Will Middlebrook struck out back in the 3rd inning. Got underneath that pitch and bounced it in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Well, the Red Sox took advantage of the air and then 3 consecutive singles. Holt, Pedroia, and Ortiz, and the wild pitch allowed Holt to come in to score. That ball is driven to deep center field. Pilar on the warning track. Middlebrooks gave it a ride, but it stayed in the ballpark. 3 up, 3 down in the 7th. Now the Blue Jays got to muster something on offense. It kind of showed. We'll start things off when we come back. Descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Look at that young guy. He's having a good time, and I tell you why. That's a little Tolley. And there's a little McGowan right there. And all of them out on the field helping out the J-Force for the 7th inning stretch. There's the Tolley name on the back. And Josh tells me oftentimes after the ball game, the little guy says, okay, what are we going to do now, Dad? Go home and play baseball?
Saw him today. And
that's awesome.
He brought him out early today to get him down on the field. Nothing like it.
Blue Jays players and wives have a lot of young children, and they all get involved, and that was great to see them down left field line during that 7th inning stretch. Edwin Encarnacion, they're getting pretty long again, and that will create that wild swing. When Edwin is at his best, it's short and quick to the ball.
Yeah, he's staying back. He's not trying to generate power. He's just having a good swing, a good short swing.
Pretty good breaking ball, and Kelly didn't get the call. It's a ball and a strike. You know, you have missed time, whether it's just not playing or whatever, but when you get back in the lineup, you want to do something dramatic, and you have a tendency to overswing.
Try to do too much at times. I don't know if Edwin is there right now. For me, watching him, it's just a timing issue for him.
That's trouble. Fair ball down the right side. It's into the quarter. Alan Craig will get it back in, but Encarnacion starts off the bottom of the 7th with a leadoff double. That's just the 3rd hit for the Jays.
So if you're not swinging the bat well, why not try and go the other way? And that's exactly what Edwin does. Takes that ball away from him. It's up and away, and he's able to stay on top of it, hit it down the right field line for extra bases. A good start here in the 7th inning for the Blue Jays, and this hit by Encarnacion, as it rattles around, is going to send Joe Kelly to the bench.
Joe Kelly leaves the game, allowing just 3 hits. Tommy Lane will come in to face Navarro when we come back. Joe Kelly allows just 3 hits, and you can see him shaking his head on the bench. He's only thrown 86 pitches, but he's out of the game. And the Red Sox bullpen has been kind of porous of late. Tommy Lane, the left-hander, makes his 2nd appearance of this series. He worked the 3rd of an inning in last night's game.
Faced 2 batters in the 5th inning. Single to Francisco, struck out Josh Tolley to end the inning, and stranding that inherited runner. I guess they want to turn around Diana Navarro and make him bat right-handed. Then you've got the left-handed Francisco, but Blue Jays have a counter for that move. So very interesting.
Yeah, and the Blue Jays hitters didn't get a sniff off of Joe Kelly. Bautista had 2 hits, Encarnacion with a leadoff double here. That's been it. 3 hits. Everybody else was stifled by Kelly. Lane misses with the first pitch. Danny Valencia has already got a bat. He's on deck. This is popped up. Looked like an off-speed pitch. David Ross, the catcher, and dropped it. Boy, Middlebrooks has got to call him off on that one.
I'm with you on that one. Anytime in pop-up priority, the corner infielders can come in and call off the catcher, it's an easier play for them. They're coming straight in for the ball. They don't have that catcher's glove that they have to deal with. And Middlebrooks came in, did not take charge, and this is what's going to happen right here. David Ross reaches up, drops it.
Well, just the dynamics of the catcher's mitt. It's a much tougher catch for the catcher than it is the third baseman, and Middlebrooks could have gotten there. And you got to call off the catcher. It's an air charge to David Ross, his 5th. See if the Blue Jays can't take advantage of the Red Sox air the way the Sox took advantage of the Blue Jays air.
You know, Deanna Navarro's chomping at the bit right now. He's got a second chance.
Well, he put a charge in that one, but it's going to be lined into the second deck. Well fouled. Navarro drove in 2 in the 11th with a double to center. He's got 60 or 57 RBI. This is a curious move. Joe Kelly was mowing down the Blue Jays, and after the leadoff double, they pulled the plug on him.
Well, didn't throw a bad pitch. Just a good piece of hitting by Encarnacion.
Navarro fights it off and stays alive.
Kelly was pulled from his last start after 5 innings for, quote, precautionary measures. I haven't found out why. It might have something to do with the hamstring injury that he had earlier this year.
He missed 2 months with a hamstring injury. Clay Buchholz pitched so well last night, and he ended up with a no decision. There's a base hit over the shortstop into left field. Encarnacion will stop at third. He had to make sure that ball was down safely. So after the error by Ross on the pop-up, Navarro delivers a base hit.
And wouldn't you know it, they take advantage of it. Good piece of hitting right there by Navarro. Stays back, breaking ball, singles into left field. Keeps the inning going.
Well, John Farrell, once Valencia was announced in the game as a pinch hitter, checked with the umpire, called down to the bullpen. Joe Kelly still shaking his head on the Red Sox bench. going on in this ball game. It's a 2-1 Red Sox lead. Junichi Tazawa was the winning pitcher in last night's game, as he pitched the 10th inning, gave up a double to Pilar, but was able to get out of it.
And here's the benefactor of those 11th inning, 7 runs. There's the numbers of Tazawa. He can strike out batters. He's got a great splitter. You can see from those numbers. Right now, Blue Jays have to keep that line moving. They have had success against Tazawa in the past.
First and third, Danny Valencia, the pinch hitter. Outside. Tommy Lane faced one batter, Deanna Navarro, and Navarro singled. Lane is out of the game. Joe Kelly started the inning. He gave up a double to Encarnacion. Two and 0. Each team with 4 hits. They have both committed an error. They have both stranded 3.
And right now, both errors can contribute to runs scored for each team.
Swing and a drive deep to left field. Get up, Valencia. Home run. Danny Valencia, his first home run as a member of the Blue Jays, and it's a big one.
And it's off of Shinichi Tazawa, who has had his problems with the Blue Jays. Great numbers for everybody, but the Blue Jays, there's something about it, and Valencia dips into that. He likes what he sees. He fought to a 2-0 count, and he was sitting all over a fastball, laid off the breaking ball, runs it to 2-0, looks for the fastball, and he smokes that ball to left field.
That's the 8th home run Tazawa has given up to the Blue Jays in 21 games. There are the numbers. 20 allowed in his career, 8 to the Blue Jays.
You can sit on a fastball in a certain spot, and he gets it, and he crushes balls on the inner half. That ball right in his wheelhouse, and Danny doesn't miss it.
Joe Kelly, Tommy Lane. Kelly is charged with 2 runs. Lane charged with 1. And Tazawa charged with the home run.
Line drive right off the back wall. Love that bullpen. Stays in the game. He'll play third base. What a big hit.
Just foul past Rivera, and a police officer had to move quickly. Umpire Hal Gibson says, "You okay over there?"
Well, they're smiling, so that's a good sign, right? Got to get him a glove.
1-2. Outside now, 2-2. The Blue Jays, that's the 5th pinch hit home run they've hit this season. Valencia, as a pinch hitter, that's his first hit in 9 at-bats, and it was a big one, a 3-run home run. Base hit for Kevin Pilar. He's thinking about 2. Big turn. Here's the throw to second. Head first. Slide. He's in there. Feet first for Pilar. Kevin Pilar had a double in the 10th last night, and he was thinking double at the crack of the bat.
coming up here playing hard. That ball just out of the reach of Middlebrooks, and Nava was playing very deep, the left fielder. Ran over, cut that ball off, and Pilar picked up on that. Watch this ball right by Middlebrooks. Nava is deep, finally gets over there. He's got 7 outfield assists, so it's not like he doesn't have a good arm. But Pilar was thinking double. As soon as this ball got to the outfield, so you take a hard turn, you can always stop and go back. Plays right in front of you, and he makes it easy.
5th double of the season. Kawasaki looking to bunt. He squares and takes a ball upstairs. Kawasaki's going to have to bunt it to third because Napoli is right in from first.
If he is in that close, take one shot. Swing away. Napoli, by the time that pitch gets to home plate, is maybe 25 feet, maybe 30 feet from home plate. Pedroia's on his way over to first base.
Squares again and takes it inside. It's 2-0. Boy, if you were ever going to swing, now's the time to swing. You got a 2-run lead. Valencia with the home run has given you that lead. It's a 2-0 count. Red Sox think you're going to bunt. Turn him loose right here.
I've watched him in batting practice before, Kawasaki, where he fakes the bunt and then pulls the bat back and swings. He practices that.
He's bunting, and it's a good one. Tazawa will go to first. Kawasaki moves Pilar to third with the sacrifice bunt.
Good execution right there. Had to get the ball down to the left side of the infield, and Kawasaki is successful.
His 8th sacrifice bunt of the season. He's talking up a storm in the dugout. So Kawasaki does his job. That'll bring the infield in. The Red Sox are down by 2. 1 out, top of the order. Reyes is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Coming home, here's the throw to the plate, not in time. Kevin Pilar, very aggressive, went on contact, and he is safe at home. His hustle gets Reyes an RBI.
His hustle gets the Blue Jays a very important add-on run right there. He hustles himself into scoring position on what looked like a single to left field. He's sacrificed over to third and then breaks on contact on this soft ground ball to shortstop. And watch, the throws up towards first base just a little bit. You can see Pilar, he's going on contact. Takes one quick peek and he's in. Good play.
I would send the runner on the first pitch.
Reyes. Yep.
The Red Sox are reeling. Melky asks for time. Tazawa, a good job of slowing things down. Well, what an inning for the Blue Jays. Double, single, home run double, sacrifice bunt, and an RBI fielder's choice. Reyes not running, bouncing ball. Pedroia takes a nasty hop. They get the lead runner, and that's all. So Cabrera hits into the fielder's choice. Reyes is out 4-6. Now there are 2 down. Reyes picks up the RBI, his 41st, thanks to Kevin Pillar's hustle. Pillar's got an interesting stat. Coming into this game, in games he played in, the team is 20-7. He has the knack of just making things happen. You mentioned he had a game-winning hit earlier. He scored a game-winning run in extra innings earlier. Bautista 2 for 3 with a homer.
Tell you what, you can also, this inning, after the double by Encarnacion, Joe Kelly, who had been cruising, hadn't given up a run since the first inning, was taken out of the ball game. We're not down at the dugout privy to that information. Tell you what, that raised a few eyebrows around here.
That sure did. You could see Kelly wasn't happy about the decision, and when Tommy Lane came in and gave up a single after the error by the catcher. Tazawa gave up the home run to Valencia, the 8th home run he has surrendered to the Blue Jays. Tazawa has given up 2 home runs to Lynn, a home run to Arancibia, 1 to Bautista, 1 to Encarnacion, 1 to Francisco, 1 to Reyes, and now 1 to Valencia. And it's just been his nemesis, his Achilles heel, without question, is the Toronto Blue Jays.
I would like to see his numbers. If you take out the Blue Jay numbers, what his numbers look like, because his numbers in his career are outstanding. But there's something about the Blue Jays. I don't know if they're picking something up, or he just doesn't feel right, or he doesn't command what he needs to. But the Blue Jays have really hit him hard.
Kevin Pillar had a double off of Tazawa in the 10th, but he was able to get out of that inning and strand Pillar at second. Two and two. Bouncing ball to short. They go to second to end the inning. But the Blue Jays put up a 4 spot in their half of the second. Danny Valencia came on as a pinch hitter and hit a 3-run home run, his first as a Blue Jay. call from AAA Buffalo. Had a double in last night's extra inning game. And he has been hustling ever since he's been back.
And he got another double, what looked like just a single to left field. Puts his head down, reads that the left fielder's playing deep. He gets over to third base on a sacrifice, and now he's going to just score this run and get Jose Reyes an RBI with his speed and his aggressive play. Gotta love that.
We mentioned his hustle since he's been back. He's hustled every time we've seen him play. He had a disappointing end to his previous stay here in Toronto. He had a little bit of a meltdown in the dugout when he was lifted in favor of a pinch hitter. But John Gibbons and he had a chat about it yesterday, and it's water under the bridge. Marcus Strowman has been impressive tonight. 4 hits over 7 innings. He allowed just 1 earned runs, and he has been sharp tonight.
Well, his fastball has been very good. He's had great movement on the fastball. He's put it in a good spot, and when he needs strikeouts, he can go to that breaking ball. He's got a good one. Watch where these pitches are, up and around. He's got a little bit more movement on his pitches. He's putting them in a good spot, and this is good to see. A little bounce back night for Marcus Strowman.
Yeah, everybody needs it. We talked about the learning curve for a young pitcher with Strowman. He'd been cuffed around pretty good in his last 2 starts, and he needed a good outing tonight, and he has done just that. This is only his 16th big league start. This is his first taste of Major League Baseball, and I think he's handled it very well.
Yeah, and it's a long season, too. A lot of these young kids are not used to playing 6 straight months of baseball at this competitive fervor every single night.
Danny Valencia pinch hit for Juan Francisco, and he takes over defensively at third base. David Ross, the catcher, has been on base twice. He walked in the 3rd, reached on an error, and scored in the 6th. And it was his error on a dropped pop-up off the bat of Deanna Navarro that contributed to the 4-run inning.
Got to change the complexion of that whole inning. And Deanna Navarro, to his credit, came back and got himself a base hit after that ball was dropped, setting the stages for Valencia's home run. $30,285 fans in attendance tonight. Blue Jays will have tomorrow off. The Yankees are playing an afternoon game in Detroit against the Tigers, and then they will come here for the 3-game series starting Friday night. Be the final trip of the Yankees to Rogers Center this season, and with that, it'll be the final opportunity to see Derek Jeter play in Toronto. We had the same thing last year. Remember Mariano Rivera finished up his illustrious career right here. Good pitch. Get a chance now to see Jeter.
Ross strikes out. That's 6 for Strowman.
Save during the homeowner sale only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Brock Holt scored the go-ahead run in the 6th on a wild pitch. He had the first of 3 consecutive singles for the Red Sox in the 6th. Boy, he's had good command of that glove side fastball all night long.
With good movement on it, too. His 2-seamers outstanding tonight.
Let that one get away. Full count. Brett Cecil is loosening up in the Blue Jays bullpen. Strowman working here in the 8th. Ortiz is 2 batters away. Oh, what a nice play by Lynn. Takes a hit away from Brock Holt.
Tell you what, we have seen defense from both of these teams tonight. Kawasaki has made a nice play, a couple of them. We've seen Reyes make an outstanding play. Here's another one. Adam Lynn to his glove side, takes it, and Marcus Strowman's enjoying that play.
Dustin Pedroia has singled in 3 at-bats. Strowman and Navarro have developed such a relationship that they're communicating without signs from time to time tonight. Navarro will offer one sign and Strowman will shake it off, and then Navarro will just shake his head and say, go ahead, throw what you want.
And he is. Fastball upstairs with some good movement. And stay within yourself right here and finish it off. Don't overthrow anything right here.
Going away. Trying to throw it too hard.
Yeah. Oh, you see it all the time with young pitchers. They want to really finish it hard with a little something extra and then get out of their delivery.
Much better pitch, and he stayed in his delivery and threw it right where he wanted.
Much better tempo with that delivery right there. I like that he's going after him with a fastball. He's giving a couple of fastballs to Pedroia.
Well, this is going to be his last batter one way or the other. So why not go after him? Pedroia hits it high down the right side. That's twisting into foul ground, and you can see Eric Cooper indicating foul. Bautista slid to a stop. The ball hit right at his feet, and he may have hurt his knee in that slide. He got to the point where he knew he wasn't going to make a catch. He was just trying to break his momentum with the slide.
So outfielders will slide feet first like that and try and use their legs to brace themselves, but he couldn't get it up there. He couldn't get that right leg against the wall to brace his slide, and watch the left leg right into the wall.
Now it's a full count. Big Papi is on deck. Strowman would like to leave him right there. Base hit up the middle. Pedroia just never gives up.
Nope. I don't care what the score is or anything. That guy is going to battle you all the way to the end.
So Gibbons has Cecil ready, and there's the call. Strowman will go 7 2/3. He will leave with the lead, in line for his 8th win. And a good bounce back outing for Marcus Strowman. Blue Jays are up 5-2. paying attention to his left knee. You can see that knee slams into the padded wall, but it is a stout wall, and he certainly felt the impact. Limped back to his position and then began to flex that knee out.
And during the break, he has been flexing it and trying to stretch it out and trying to feel as he moves it around and see if he can continue here. That was a slide, and that left leg hit that padding. It's not very much of a padding as Marcus Strowman goes 7 2/3 innings tonight.
Brett Cecil into the ball game with 2 outs here in the top half of the 8th. David Ortiz has a couple of singles tonight. His first 2 hits against Marcus Strowman. Pedroia at first. Blue Jays have a 3-run lead. It's 5-2 Jays. Marcus Strowman battled with Dustin Pedroia, and Pedroia rips it right back over the mound, and Strowman upset, and he knew that he's looking back in the dugout, and he can see John Gibbons making his way out.
He wanted to finish that inning. He wanted to walk off with his teammates and finish that 8th inning. It looked like he was trying to tell Gibbons, no, give me David Ortiz. I won him. What the manager said, that's enough. I like how he challenged Pedroia. Said, my fastball is good tonight. If you're going to beat me, you got to beat me with my best pitch.
Well, Strowman turns it over to Brett Cecil. Ortiz just 4 for 22 against Cecil. It's a 182 average. Somehow he got wood on that breaking ball. Hot shot. Kawasaki in right field. Ortiz is retired. Red Sox leave a runner. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Jays lead at 5-2. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zorn. Here tonight, he's in line for the win. It would be his 8th win, and he was in command tonight. 7 2/3. He allows 5 hits, 1 earned run, walked the batter, and struck out 6 through 112 pitches. And he was sharp with his fastball, both the four-seamer and the two-seamer.
And he really established it and used the breaking ball when he needed to. But he was really putting that fastball where he needed, down, and with a lot of movement. A lot of ground ball outs for Strowman. A very good outing tonight. Edwin Escobar will take over for the Boston Red Sox, the third reliever of the night. He was the other player that they got from the San Francisco Giants in the Jake Peavy trade. He was just brought up today. He's 22 years old, Escobar. Good numbers, got a good arm. Just doesn't have many wins.
This is the second time he has been with the Red Sox. He did not pitch in his first stint. It's just 2 days back on the 10th and 11th of August. He was acquired, as Pat mentioned, Jake Peavy deal. Combined numbers, AAA, Fresno and Pawtucket. He's 3-10 with a .494 earned run average. Steve Tollefson batting for Lynn. This is curious. Tollefson, a right-handed hitter. Lind is playing first base. Tollefson dribbles it to short. He's retired. So Tollefson out as a pinch hitter. And then Edwin Encarnacion, he got those 7th innings. Started with an opposite field double off of Joe Kelly, and you know there are going to be a lot of questions to John Farrell as to why he took Joe Kelly out. That was only the 3rd hit Kelly had allowed.
Well, he'll have reasons. There'll be a reason why he brought him out. I don't know if he felt like he was getting tired or fatigued. He was missing his spots. He wanted to force John Gibbons to go to his bench. Whatever the reason, it didn't work out for him.
No, it didn't. They brought in Tommy Lane, and Navarro got a base hit. That was the only batter Lane faced. Shown with a good rip. This is the first big league appearance for Edwin Escobar. He has a major league record now. He has pitched officially 1/3 of an inning.
I saw the Embry kid yesterday. He and Escobar, one righty, one lefty. They both throw very hard. They came over for Jake Peavy, and they're both young. Embry is out, and Escobar is in.
Escobar is 22 years old. He has pitched 6 seasons in the minor leagues. He started out with the Texas Rangers in 2009. Went to the Giants in 10. Pitched with the Giants until the Peavy trade earlier. He's started throughout his career. He's made 111 minor league starts. Coming in relief just 8 times during his minor league career, so he's got length. There's a high fly ball to right. Craig into the corner, gets there. 2 down. Fans get unlimited access to over 100 of the world's best magazines on your tablet with Next Issue. Baseball fans, sign up at nextissue.ca/baseball and get an extended 60-day free trial. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Blue Jays trying to salvage the final game of this 3-game series against the Red Sox. The Jays have lost 3 in a row, trying to keep their head above 500. Johnny Navarro had a big base hit in that 4-run 7th inning. He popped up over in front of the Blue Jays dugout, and David Ross, the catcher, dropped the ball. He was charged with an error, and later on in that at bat, Navarro got a base hit.
And then would come around to score after Valencia homered.
Casey Jansen loosening up. There was some thought that he might not be available tonight.
A couple of innings in last night's ball game.
This has popped up this time on the right side. Napoli in the coach's box makes the catch. Escobar has a good inning. We'll go to the ninth. Cecil will start the inning. Reading them Uncle Osmac, and they'll break down all the baseball news around both leagues, talk about the postseason chase, the wild card positions, and keep you up to date on what's going on in the U.S. Open and the NFL season. Preseason underway in just a couple weeks. It'll be regular season football. Danny Valencia was at third base. He moves across the diamond to first. Steve Tollison pinch hit for Adam Lynn. He takes over at third base. Mike Napoli shows bunt and takes a strike.
You don't see that very often from a right-handed batter versus a left-handed pitcher. Napoli just 2 for 13 in his career off of Brett.
Cecil came in with Pedroia at first and was able to get Ortiz to ground out. Yoenis Cespedes did not start tonight. He has grabbed him out and moved out on deck. Cecil with another strikeout. One down now for a preview of what's coming up next on Connected. Here's Ken Reed and Naranka Osman. One down, top of the ninth. Yoenis Cespedes pinch hitting for Daniel Nava. Marcus Strowman with a very good outing. He went 7 2/3. He gives up 5 hits tonight. Strowman 2 runs, just 1 earned run. That drops his ERA to 3.88.
And don't you just love young players when they get excited? Marcus knew he had a good game tonight. He hands the ball over to a skipper and watch what he does. Thanks, Skip.
Pats him on the backside and says, "Good job, Skip." Cespedes 5 for 11 in the series with a couple of RBIs. It's been a nice pickup for Boston. He's driven in 20 of the club's 94 runs since he's joined the Red Sox. That's 21% of the runs are his responsibility.
What an addition to this guy to the lineup for the Boston Red Sox. He's got power plus. And I think he's just going to get better and better as a hitter.
Cecil with another strikeout.
Well, he's got a combination of a hard breaking ball and then a fastball. This is his fastball, and it goes upstairs against Cespedes to finish him off. You got to respect the breaking ball. You also have to respect that fastball.
Alan Craig takes a first pitch strike. Cecil has 4 saves this season. This would be his 5th. Strowman would pick up his 8th win. That curveball is biting tonight.
Oh, is it ever?
First to complete the strikeout. Brett Cecil strikes out the side in the 9th. He picks up his 5th save of the season, and Blue Jays win the final game of this 3-game series. Danny Valencia, his first home run as a Blue Jay, is a pinch hit 3-run homer.
Well, it always starts on the mound when you want to try and start a winning streak, and tonight, no different. Marcus Strowman outstanding, pitching into the 8th inning. Pinpoint control with the fastball. He had the breaking ball when he needed it. The bullpen finished it up in Brett Cecil. They got some big hits from Bautista and Pilar and from Danny Valencia, and the Blue Jays a much needed win before the off day.
The Blue Jays scored 5 runs, 4 coming on home runs. Bautista with his 26th. We'll see you Friday night. Stay tuned. Connected. Ken Reed and Ivanka Osmak.